What is up, YouTube? It's your boy RikuTheBest, better than the rest, aka the Dark Knight. You call me that. You are good for today. Coming at you with another DBZ Dokkan battle video, and I'm here today with your boy. How's it going, guys? Alex here.
You just butchered it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not.
Yeah, you didn't have the right cunty accent level.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm black, so
sorry.
I can't. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. So today we're gonna talk about the potential system and the power creep and just how it's insanely. I can't even say it's destroying Dokkan.
It's just broken.
It's just
like,
broken. Yeah.
They could have executed it like a lot differently, but the way that they did it, I feel, is definitely one of the worst ways. And people tend to blame the power creep on like the leader skills and how overpowered the cards are themselves, and that is part of it, but most of it is down to the ability system, because some of those guys just get way too strong. You take a look at what Super Saiyan 4 Goku, that man can just get through every single event in like 1 or 2 super attacks, and that's just crazy. In comparison, like when you look at the previous meta, it actually took time for you to get past events. Granted, it was still easy, but now it's just gotten to the point where you can basically one-shot everything without any problems, and the majority of the units that they've been releasing can do that, and in return they have tried to make the events harder, but by doing that you're kind of screwing over the free-to-play side, because they may not have that many good cards. When you take a look at YouTubers and, you know, just people that spend a lot of money in the game, we tend to have a lot of the optimal units, and for us, like, the way that we see it, these events are easy because we do have all of those things at hand.
Alex,
but yeah,
this is gonna be like uncut, uncensored, so you can say whatever the hell you want. But I just want to put my 2 cents in, you know, and because yeah, like you said, it is true, you know, because with the potential system, it wouldn't have, these units wouldn't be as broken without it, you know. It'll be still slight difficulty getting through, you know, certain events,
But the thing is, that's our perspective. From my perspective of someone that's maybe just starting off, or someone that has a decent account, events still may be like somewhat easy, but still hard at the same time. It depends on what you have in your box, but when it comes to the ability system itself, with enough investment, it definitely does take certain units to the point where it shouldn't be at right now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, like, I have a remedy for it, a different method, rather, you know. I actually talked about this with you earlier, obviously, and instead of I
think that would have been fine as long as the stat increases weren't insane. Because, like, yeah, you take a look at a fully maxed STR Gogeta, and that man literally has LR stats. It's crazy. Over 17,000 attack. I think he has 17,000 health as well. His stats are just crazy high. Like, his card stats legit almost double, which is crazy.
I had my own method or whatnot that could work out. Although my main problem, like you said, with the potential system is the abilities that they get, the critical hidden specifically. That thing is far broken. Ignore defense and type disadvantage or whatnot. But I have a method for that, you know.
I think that would have been fine as long as the stat increases weren't insane.
The stat increases are insane because what is the general stat? Around 4,000 or 5,000?
You take a look. Yeah, you take a look at a fully maxed STR Gogeta, and that man literally has LR stats.
Yeah, he does.
It's crazy. Over 17,000 attack. I think he has 17,000 health as well.
Yeah.
His stats are just crazy high. Like, his card stats legit almost double, which is crazy.
Yeah, it actually did, because this man, for people that don't know, the pre-Dokkan Festival exclusive units before the release of Super Vegito got the biggest buff in the potential system. So full power Frieza, Tech Cell, Tech Beerus as well. You have
in Gohan, I think.
Yeah, and Gohan. You have
Agility Super Saiyan 3 Goku.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and you have the Strength Garbage Broly. I'm sorry to even say that, but that's his new name. You know, they got the biggest buff in the game, although all of them aren't really used and optimal in this current meta. That's a huge ass boost. 7,000? Yo, that's too much. That's too much, but I have a remedy for that.
That is way too much. That is legit almost double of your current stats. Which, like, that essentially means that all of these characters are almost going to be hitting like double of what they did before. And even more of, like, when you take into account the additionals and crits that they get as well.
Yeah, that's extra damage. You know?
Yeah, and there's other abilities like more damage when you have a type advantage. You know, there's things like that. Just And when you take into account the boost from the leader skills as well, I don't know why they just took such a massive jump with the leader skills. We went from 70% to 120.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
That 120 should have been the LR level, because then, what they should have done is 90% to just get to the same. So 90% heroes, and then like maybe 70% to villains, or maybe a bit lower. And then for the legendary rares, they could have done the 120 for all, but that's okay.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been as bad without the potential system. That just made all that worse.
It's okay because of how rare these legendary rares are to get.
Okay, so let me explain my method. I think could work, and I think it could work in Bandai's favor as well, because you already know how they like to make money and everything. Because they just do not get enough off out of us anyway with all these Dokkan festival events and everything. But this is my method for saving the potential system. Although it won't happen, but just throwing my 2 cents out there. Alright. You guys know how you have the abilities in the potential system, the crits, the additional attack, the HP up on insane type orbs, the super attack buff, defensive boost, the attack boost, all that good stuff. And you still have the stat buffs, like, that go towards the actual card attack, defense, HP. If you guys play Naruto Blazing, it will be kind of similar to that, or pretty much exactly like that. Instead of having like an actual potential system, give the character their own abilities. Like, Transcended cards have maybe a max of 6 or 7 abilities. UR cards, maybe 5 abilities. LR cards, maybe, I wouldn't say 4 abilities, because they are already kind of like top tier cards anyway. Well, some of the LRs are hard to get, but they're strong as hell. But, going back to what I was saying, giving them their own abilities. So basically, having it set up like Ultimate Ninja Blazing, to where you have a certain amount of abilities you can give a character by feeding the dupes into them. You could have the abilities to where, like they did in potential system, intellect types or intelligence units have a free dodge, so they will retain that ability. They strength and tech, I believe, have critical hit is a free ability in the potential system. They could have that on the ability system, as I'll be showing all this on the screen so it'll be easier to understand. And physical and AGO units will get like a free additional attack as far as abilities, instead of having a whole potential system. And don't give them as big of a boost either. So, for example, let's use Super Vegito. He's an AGO type. Let's give him, like I said, maybe 6 abilities. Yeah, 6 abilities. He's a TUR. Give this man 6 abilities. His first ability is going to be like additional attack. Maybe 10% chance. No, 5% chance for an additional attack. These abilities can also stack like they do in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Blazing. You have multiple of the same abilities that will stack. So you can give them maybe 2 different abilities with additional attack. You can give them a HP boost ability. You can give them a defensive boost ability. You can give them, you know, that's what I'm pretty much going with. So the units won't be as broken, but they still get, you know, stat buffs and the abilities, but just not occurring as much. Because the higher you raise an ability in the potential system, like the higher you raise crit and additional, the more often it would happen. So that's the point I'm getting at. They happen a lot, way too often for my taste anyway, to make things just is not as hard, not as difficult. You know, I can just run through the game, you know, no difficulty at all.
There's no challenge, that's the thing.
Yeah, just a challenge. You know, we just want this game to be a challenge, you know. So,
but to be fair, the Dokkan has like the simplest gameplay of most of these games anyway, so it's kind of hard to make it challenging. But the thing that I liked when the very first Dokkan first came out, which was Broly, you had to actually think about it, because you had to use specific units to get past this barrier, and you don't really have anything like that anymore. Granted, there are specific units that do more damage against certain events, but the majority of those units are like top tier units. You take a look at the Broly event, like some of the characters that you had to use included like King Vegeta. You'd have to use Super Saiyan Trunks, which was a super rare. There are just so many units that aren't SSRs that you could have used against that event.
Yeah, I think that's a downfall as well too, when they started coming out with these summonable LRs, because the previous LR cards then were made to believe that LRs were obtainable by everyone, until they came out with like Broly, Gohan, Majin Vegeta, and all these other summonable LRs, you know? Before then, everyone had a chance to get them by using certain cards like you were talking about in certain units. But unfortunate.
I mean, I think it just comes down to the way that Dokkan has always been, and there's always going to be power creep. Basically,
yeah.
Like every broken meta gets replaced by another broken meta in a way. You take a look at the New King, that was replaced by Super Vegito and such, with the, you know, insane leader skills, just insane abilities. But the thing about those units in particular is how they were different at least, and they all provided something different, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
But then again, like, that was probably the most balanced meta, especially with like all the heroes and villain stuff. But this new era of, you know, godlies, essentially.
Yeah.
I hate how they separated the heroes and villains, because it just seems, well, for one, it seems like more of a cash grab, and it just makes it harder for certain people to pull certain units, just because there's so much to summon it on, especially for the free-to-play players. At least, if there were 5 god leads, at least people would be able to save up for a specific one in the way, so... it all, like, in the end, it does come down to what you have in your box. The majority of the time, if you aren't a playing player, you're most likely going to not have as much of an easier time as some of the guys that spend, you know, a lot more.
Yeah.
But for the people like us that spend a lot of money in the game, we are most likely going to not have any problems when taking on these events, and the thing that makes that possible is the ability system for the most part.
Like, I don't want to compare it to Blazing too much, but even with the free-to-play players in that game, everyone has a chance to max limit break a character. Everyone doesn't get that virtue in Dokkan without having dupes, without having to summon for this character with this such and such rate. So it's like, it caters towards pay to play, and this is why I'm pushing out more free to play videos, because for the people that aren't fortunate enough to purchase stones and summon on these banners and get these strong, needed, necessary units, this is why I'm pushing more free to play videos. You know, although it's kind of dying out, I'm still doing what I can, but that's another video. But that's the one thing I do want to take from Dokkan, from Blazing, is the way that characters have their own abilities instead of a potential system, you know? So
it's too late to go back though, that's the thing.
Yeah, it's too late. I might as well just kill myself right now, you know?
Like, it's just, it was a good thing. Like, I like the idea. It was a good thing, like, going forward, and they could have changed it for global, but they didn't.
Man, they went forward. They did not put the foot on the pedal to stop, I'm telling you.
They definitely need to find a way to make things easier for the free-to-play side. That is the way that I see it. But by doing that, it kind of allows the players... It kind of screws over the players that pay for these units, because it's like, okay, if you can just summon, or if you can just beat this event with a unit that you can farm from a particular event, then what's the point of summoning for these overpowered units, you know? So... There needs to be some sort of balance, but I think that is kind of hard to do that.
I think we need the avatar for balance. I think we need the...
the thing that oh god, the thing that I'm interested to see is is how they take on the next meta, or if there's going to be a next meta at all. But I am definitely looking forward to seeing what's next.
Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up real quick though. I am looking forward to seeing how the next meta is going to be, if like the super characters are going to take over, but mainly for the fact of how it's going to affect the competitive, well, not the competitive, but the pay to play players and free to play players, and see, you know, what changes. Will it get worse? Will it get better? Early on, when they brought out LR cards, everything was fine. You know, free to play players got LR Goku, and then they got the tech Baby Gali, which is skinny things. You know, they were good, and they're going to get a new Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku. Is he Angel still? Yeah, I think he's the tech Angel Goku. Yeah, he's still Angel Goku, you know, the one that Dokkan's from the Super Saiyan one, from the Final Showdown event. They still have him and everything, but I just hope the god things just get much better for free-to-play players. I'm seeing more and more people picking up Blazing as well, but, you know, Dokkan is still a good fun game. They just need to figure out what the hell the word balance means, you know?
I definitely agree with everything you said.
But, yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you, my boy Alex Su!
Sorry.
For coming out to join. You know, I always have to be stupid in my videos, but... Wouldn't be Riku if I didn't. But yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching this video, of course. Comment in the comment box below if you have any input on what we were talking about, the whole potential system, any feedback on it at all. What do you think about my idea and his idea, or our ideas in general? Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Of course, check out my boy Alex Su's channel. Did you recently hit 40K, or is that like... Happy 40K! But
thank you.
No problem. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I have my Discord link in the description below. It's me and Alex Discord. Yes, it's ours, Alex. And
okay.
I have a Twitter. You have no say so in the matter. check out my Twitter. And for just updates on Dokkan, anything, I'm just stupid over Twitter. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and peace.